Here's something you probably won't hear from the average realtor. If you're active duty or even reserve and you're transferring up to Alaska, you're coming up for your duty station. This is an out CONUS duty station. The whole state is. If you are going to be here for just the minimum, that 2-year duty stint, don't buy. Don't buy property. Do not get into a real estate transaction because you're going to end up upside down on it if you're trying to flip. Unless you know what you're doing, unless you get a hold of a property that is completely undervalued, that you can walk into with a bunch of equity, you shouldn't be doing that because you're going to lose. What ends up happening is you end up becoming the desperate seller who ends up offloading the property at too low of a price, under market value. You're in distress because now you got to move back to the lower 48 or to your next duty station, and you're just trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet. You're trying to figure out, can you afford 2 mortgages? Now, let's say you find yourself already in that situation. Somebody convinced you, hey man, you got to buy in Alaska. This was a great deal, da da da. Now you find yourself in the position where you got to rent because the only way you're going to be able to afford your mortgage down in the lower 48, your next investment is you got to have someone paying your mortgage up here. I would recommend an app like Furnish Finder. Now, Furnish Finder, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but was an app that was designed around the time of COVID. And I've used it personally for properties that I own. Furnish Finder finds you clients, renters that are professionals, licensed professionals, doctors, traveling medical staff, traveling teachers, licensed professionals that need temporary housing. Furnish Finder, you put your property there, you pay a $100 one-time fee for the year, and I say one-time annually, so you're paying $100 a year. They do not take any percentage of the rent that you're collecting. You're just paying the $100 to get listed on that app. Now you don't have Methany and Nathaniel trying to rent your place out. You've got licensed professionals. You see exactly what their budget is. The vast majority of them are budgeted a very lucrative amount of money to rent a place. Some of these guys are getting cost of living allowances of $3,000 a month to rent the place. So you keep that in mind as you're competing with other renters, with other homeowners that are renting their properties. You could either rent by room or you can rent your whole property. That is the only route I would go. If you found yourself in a situation where you purchased and now all of a sudden you got to flip your house within 2 years. Every real estate professional will tell you you should be keeping your home for at least 5 years before you try to sell. That allows the market to have its ebb and flow and to somewhat guarantee that you'll have some type of equity in your home. Please don't purchase in Alaska for a duty station assignment that's 2 years or less. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you're desperate. I hope this information helps. If you have any questions, check out our website. We will connect you with a licensed professional realtor that will actually have your best interests at heart.